Viewers, I'm sitting here with Brian Brown, Principal Lifetimes, and we have done amazing stuff in the past. But what we're going to discuss today is another charming project in the pipeline. But before we start the project, I would like to give a tribute to Sam Herzog, who is not among us today, and we lost an amazing individual. Brian, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Not bad. And before we start from Lifetime, we all work together with Sam very closely. Amazing individual. I believe today, if you see a great skylines in the city of Toronto, Sam's names is always among those purchasers, among those buildings, among those, you count even us, selling a lot of stuff in this city, and there's a huge gap by not seeing among us today.
Yes, thank you. Sam is my father-in-law. I had the pleasure of working with him for the last 15 years.
Yes.
And the industry has definitely lost somebody that has left his mark, but somebody that was very important. He left me big shoes to fill, and our family big shoes to fill. Lifetime is a family business, so
of course
the intention is always to keep it going with the next generation. And so, in the case of Lifetime today, Sam is certainly missed.
Yes.
He was a very important figure in my life, and I hope to make him proud.
Of course, and he left a huge legacy behind him.
Yes, he did.
That's great. And the reason, if you can see, Lifetime has a great credibility today in this industry. If you have seen how many developers are there in this industry today, which they have promised, they have spoken the word, and yet on the other end, they have fulfilled their promise and they build. Lifetime doesn't only build concrete. Lifetime built a lot of neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. They built for life. That's why it's Lifetime. So many projects has been done, and I was involved on majority of your projects. In fact, on all of them, right, since you guys started. And I'm so proud by creating an opportunity for my purchaser, not only to make good returns on your money, but the ones who are living in those buildings, they are enjoying their lifetime. So what is the number one priority, the top-notch priority when it comes to Lifetime?
I can't say that there's one thing. There's actually a few things that are very important to us. It is making sure that we find quality sites, which is, as you know, it's next to impossible today to do. So when you have a site like Panda, it's something that's very exciting to launch. But for us, our history, our reputation, the quality of the architecture, the design, the interiors, they're all very important. So when you sit in a space like this, which is the lounge of Bisha, you can look at the details, and that we've looked at every single small detail. It's not about doing a project on a macro scale. It's about looking at everything and understanding the market, understanding who we're selling to, who's going to ultimately live in the building. And taking it one step further, which is not just who's going to live in the building, but how is this building going to affect the neighborhood that it's being built within. And that's why we started our own foundation 3 years ago, so that we could take some of the profits from the projects and put them back into the community and do stuff within the community that really helps to build a healthy neighborhood.
It is important, trust me, and I have seen you guys that Lifetime, they had one AAA location and they got another AAA location and they jumped on. Yeah. That's the beauty. And the second thing is, corner cut once builder can do or developer can do only once, and that's it. But I've never seen you guys doing a corner cut. In fact, you put extra flavor or extra efforts in order to make that particular product look better. And that's why today, if you can see, not only you guys selling pre-construction ahead of time, but if you see the resale value of the buildings you guys at one point built, it's that there is a juice for everyone, mm-hmm. right? And even in resale market, those products are doing very well. Now, everybody, including myself, for the longest while, we are waiting for a Panda condominium. And I believe what you guys have done so far no doubt about the locations, AAA. But I think Panda would be a leader among all. It's a great location. It's Yonge and Dundas, the busiest intersection in the entire country, right?
Right.
Great. And the designs I've seen, the functionality of floor plans I've seen, you guys put a lot. So let's, discuss more with
Sure.
with viewers that what's good about Panda.
Well, first, it's a project that we've been working on for 4 years, and that's one thing about Lifetime is that we get involved from the point of acquiring the property through zoning, through sales, to construction,
Yes.
to after-sale service. We do A to Z.
Exactly.
And so when we start a project, getting to the point where we've got our approval and starting sales, it's a big milestone for us. But through getting to that milestone, we spend a lot of time working with the architect, working with the city, working with the interior designers, and really understanding the neighborhood where we're marketing this project and who's going to live there. And that plays a huge function in the design of the building. In this case, Panda, because it's a significant building on the block taking a large area of the land, we've designed it to look like two buildings, and that's why we have a white building and a black building that are interconnected.
Yes.
But iconically, it gives the impression that it's two separate buildings on the street. And as you mentioned, location. This is Yonge and Dundas is the highest traffic, pedestrian traffic block in the neighborhood, in the city.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at a building that obviously is going to be seen. It's going to, it needs to give the right reflection on the street, and it's an important building for us too.
Brian, one of the best malls, Ryerson University, UFT, and all your country's 5 biggest hospitals, right?
Yes.
And the real happening is in that area. As I said, I work on so many projects, but when it comes to Panda location, this is something my clients are waiting for years and years. How many units we have in total when it comes to Panda?
There's 555 units on 30 floors.
30 floors.
Yes.
Among both buildings.
It's really one building. But
It's really one building, but two, yes.
Yes.
And the completion is?
We're looking at 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
And the odds of the units, I heard you guys do have some studio units as well.
We have everything. We have studios, we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bedroom plus dens.
Okay.
We also have larger units with terraces as well. So
I think the larger unit would do very well at this location, especially when you are next to these universities. You have 3 bedroom, you have 2 bedroom plus den. You will get a better rentability, right?
that's right.
Or in case if you want to live with the family, so at least 2 bedroom should be the minimum unit.
Well, I think this building really caters to multiple groups.
Okay.
So as you mentioned, we have the student base.
Yeah.
And yes, we're close to OCAD, we're close to the University of Toronto. Ryerson University is steps away. It's at the end of the block. So that's one group.
Yeah.
And they're an important group, and I can see many people taking a 2 bedroom or a 3 bedroom unit and putting a number of people in the unit,
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
that want to live together as an example. But separate from that, we're right in the financial district or next door to the financial district. We're walking distance to that. We're connected to the TTC and to the path. It's immediately across the street.
Yeah.
So I think that there's multiple groups that we're going to cater to. It's not just students, but it's also people that live or want to live in the financial core, or that work in the financial core, and it's access to everything. And that's what's important about this block.
It is very important. When we say happening, it means happening from all different industries, from all different areas. That's where, you know what, if we see any investment or any condo to be bought, in downtown, at one point, it might be for a true end user and you are buying for yourself, but eventually that turned into an investment. So your investment has to have a lot of safety, security, and rentability options, in terms to get a good return on it.
That's right. And that's why we're so focused on making sure that when we buy a property, that we buy a property in a AAA location. Location to us is so important for our success and your success.
No, definitely. 24th of October is where the allocation comes, like, and then the signing would be right after that, like, in the next week or so.
That's right.
We are all anticipating big time, like, just to come up with a huge success when it comes to Panda. And down the road, I know Lifetime has a huge opportunity in all future developments. Either it's downtown, like, it's on the west side of the city, or it's on the north side of the city, or say it's it's an Eglinton and Don Mills area, or we are talking about Markham.
Right.
We are all anticipating to work very closely with Lifetime and build great neighborhoods, great vertical neighborhoods in those areas. Once again, thank you very much, Brian, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Viewers, Brian did discuss a lot of information with us, right from the credibility of Lifetime to the Panda launch. And in order to get your unit in Panda, it's important to give me a call ahead of time. We'll go on a quick break. Stay with us.